Njagala tubeere bampisa bakyali bange. Tulina obuvunaanyizibwa okulaga bano abantu nti tetuli bayaaye. Tulina obuvunaanyizibwa okulaga bano abantu nti tuli baddembe. Bavubuka bannange, ensi yonna yonna yonna, si Afrika yokka naye ensi yonna yonna etunuulidde Uganda.
Enyanja yamwe egenda kuddamu efuuka ennyanja yamwe.
I say you will get a president who can run on the road with you. You will get a president who can play football with you. Lowest paid soldier or police officer will be earning 1 million shillings.
Kibonawula president enyanja yamwe egenda kuddamu efuuka ennyanja yamwe.
Njagala tubeere bampisa bakyali bange. Tulina obuvunaanyizibwa okulaga bano abantu nti tetuli bayaaye. Tulina obuvunaanyizibwa okulaga bano abantu nti tuli baddembe. bavubuka bannange ensi yonna 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 si Afrika yokka naye ensi yonna yonna etunuulidde Uganda.
Kibonabula pulezidenti ennyanja yammwe egenda kuddamu efuuka ennyanja yammwe.
Who can run on the road with you? You will get a president who can play football with you. Lowest paid soldier or police officer will be earning 1 million shillings.
Kibonabula pulezidenti ennyanja yammwe egenda kuddamu efuuka ennyanja yammwe.
Greetings, fellow Ugandans. Once again, let me introduce myself. My name is KYAGULANYI SSENTAMU Robert, also known as BOBIWINE, also known as Musinguzi, also known as Obini, also known as Elakuna, also known as Mujuni, quite a number of names, also known as Arari. I thank you and I welcome you to this communication. With me is the Deputy President in charge of Northern Uganda, Mama Lina Zedriga Waru, Doctor. Thank you for being
here. Greetings, and I'm very excited that we are here together to make sure that, having a feel of the first leg of our campaign, the presidential campaign, with all the brutalities, but we're going to focus on the Acts of the Apostles. What are the milestones? I'm excited and very humble.
Thank you, Mama. And of course, on my left-hand side is the Honorable Joel Mujisha, Deputy President in charge of Western Uganda. Mama, you're welcome.
People power.
Our power.
People power.
Our power.
I greet you all in the name of people power.
Thank you. It's an honor to be with you, Deputy President. Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, I want to appreciate the massive support that we have received all across the country. In every place we've stepped in. We have covered 42 districts. Now, we should have covered more than 54 districts, but as you are aware, we've been disrupted greatly by the regime. I would want to ask Mama Zedriga to give us a brief of the northern part of Uganda. Maybe I would be even glad, we would be glad to hear that also in the local language as we finish. Please, you have the floor.
Thank you so much. NUP everywhere and everywhere.
NUP.
In Arua,
NUP.
in Gulu,
NUP.
in Lira,
NUP.
in Karamoja.
NUP.
Thank you so much for this space. My dearly beloved people in the struggle. Today is a very critical day for us at the NUP. Ours is to have a feel of where, how, who for the last how many days. We are happy that we started in northern Uganda, in West Nile, in Pakwach. We went to Nebi, we went to Arua. Unfortunately, I just wished I could be celebrating the massive support, but I cannot celebrate this massive support without condemning the militarization. But I want to thank my president and the team on the ground, the team on the move, for the resilience. It is unprecedented. In Pakwach, of course, we opened very successfully and we went maybe amidst all the militarization. Arua was so massive. What my take in Arua was that the people power overruled all of us. Of course, we were maliciously diverted, blocked, brutalized to access the venues, which our people on the ground, in less than 9 hours, battled with the very malicious administration, militarized the system of where we would be, the final ground in Oli. But I congratulate you people for that resilience, the focus, the hope, the faith. Even the place that was given at Oli, we were able to preside over militarization, preside over intimidation, preside, and you delivered one of the best moments for us. You set the standard, and you actually invoked a saying that I usually like when I'm training the alternative and transformative leaders, that when the world sits, that's what you told us in Arua in practice, when the world sits, you stand. When the world stands, you stand up. When the world stands up, be outstanding. When the world becomes outstanding, be the standard. And when the world becomes the standard, be outstanding and make it too high. And that is exactly what we did. and we need to continue to scale up the standards. One critical lesson: we demystify the military. By 6 o'clock, our president was supposed to be at Oli, and he had been diverted in the rain. The people refused to move. Military was telling us, you know, they said we are not going to go until we hear, because we know it is not by his mistake that he has been delayed to this extent. In the rain, our people in Arua fear rain, but this time they did not even fear rain. So I want to continue to say thank you, our reform in Angere. My taking it that when people are resolved, which they are, no military barrels will disperse the people. They are telling us this in action. In fact, I was even at one time telling people now we should start moving. They said no, we are not going to move until we see and hear from the president. And this has continued. In Lira, in Oyam, when I was arrested actually before we went to Apache, the people actually came. The communities gathered immediately. Power of the communities this time. We are in charge of this. It is not the military. So for me, it is in action. It is very powerful. It is speaking to us. It is shaping us. Even when we were arrested with the team by military, waving sticks and guns, all men, the power of the presence of the communities that came, women carrying their babies on their backs, that is so powerful. And it has remained with me throughout. And of course, the teamwork. We need to be documenting this. We must stay resilient. We must stay on top of whatever. Nothing should come between us and our delivery of Uganda. We are now focusing on vote protection, because that is the messaging all of you are telling us. Please, how are you going to? Because even if now you don't come in and we are going to vote. Nope. But are you going to protect? I have thrown that question back. Are we going to protect? Yes, we are going to protect our votes. And we are working towards making sure that, in fact, mapping all the loopholes and mapping all the polling stations. So we have left actually the campaign because it is a done deal. We are now focusing on vote protection, voter safety and security, away from rigging, away from buying, away from intimidation, away from the sticks, away from the military, away. We are saying we will deliver these votes. And we can do it. We are going to do it together. This time, for the first time, Ugandans have owned this process. They are not leaving it. They were not even telling us, you shake the mangoes. No. You know, the shaking the mangoes is about pay us. People do not actually want to hear about that. They have owned the process. And that is one thing NOP has given to the people of Uganda. Power to us. So, Northern Uganda will set that trend. We are very excited about it. We are waiting the second round. And we are actually going to raise the bar even higher. This is not your struggle alone. This is our struggle. We want to thank everybody for that. Ale dijo mene lukaratisi. Ama diaruelia, ama West Nile, ama bakidi ba, uru. Uganda olozungua, Karamojo asi, Buganda asi, Mbarara asi, baoroke na alearuwa nindera, tebandenga diaruwa niko. Ani apadete ya biskoro ametikiti tuwalo, ametikiti urikoko, ametikiti asi o kosi, asi o kasi, ametikiti ada, andro de anilo aparaka niko, andro de aletara Uganda odi dindre. We want to see the new Uganda delivered in practice. Our reform, Apoyo Mate, and please be on notice. We are back on track and we are coming to Arua. We are coming to Moyo, we are coming to Koboko, we are coming to Yumbe. We are going to reach everywhere, physically and also by our voice and representations, because you know time is now left very short towards the elections. We totally want to be in every village, and we know and we believe by the representatives, people like Opingopi, people like Haddad, people like Victor, and all the candidates. We know we are present, and we know we are waiting January 14th. Our first arrow, Oriyo. Our four. Apo Matek.
Apo your belly, Mama. Yeah. You motivate me, Dr. Lina Zedriga. When you were speaking here, my mind ran back and the sight came back to my eyes when you were behind the bars. But you are telling me, you go, don't slow down, you keep moving.
Yes, I was telling you, you have no business here. You have actually lost. You are supposed to be in a patch.
At the next
and I'm glad you humbly.
I want you to know that you inspire me. You inspire the girls of this country. You inspire the people of Uganda.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was the Deputy President in charge of Northern Uganda, Mama Honorable John Mugisha, Deputy President in charge of Western Uganda. Kindly welcome to floor and give us a brief of Western Uganda.
People power.
Our power.
People power.
Our power.
Thank you very much, my president. I must say that the Western leg started with a challenge because while we were originally supposed to start in Barara, in Chindura, in Sindi, Longtunga, and Kundiri. But that is when the principal and the rest of the members were detained here in Kampala, and we couldn't finish that. So we started the following Monday with Chegegwa, and Chegegwa was a little bit very hard actually, because there were a lot of arrests. Our venue was changed in the morning, and we were told to move to another venue, and the rest of the supporters were in prison. However, as I always say, that when God has said yes, nobody can say no. Because this is God's struggle, and He's doing it right in His own way. We proceeded to Chenjojo. Chenjojo, the venue was also changed. They took us very, very far. Those of you who are conversant with the geography of that place, there is a place called Utiti. But as God would always have it, there were people there at the playground of Butiti, Second Teachers College. There were people there, and we thanked God. We proceeded for Koto City. They also threw us very far away from the people. They took us past Virka. Those of you who know Virka very well, very far from the town. We had a wonderful meeting there. People were in thousands along the way, but what was very annoying was the police. I really don't want to call it police, because I have not seen real policemen throwing tear gas in the midst of people. People's homes are along these roads where we are told to pass, but then okay. Now, people's homes, people live along these roads where we are told to pass. But you see the police mercilessly throwing tear gas in people's homes. They chase them away from their homes because they are just, some of them are just on the compound and they are watching people pass. But then people are brutalized in that manner. Then the following day we had to go to Bundubujo. We went to Bundubujo. We were denied entry into Bundubujo town, but we also had a wonderful meeting where they stopped us. In other words, what am I saying? That wherever we have been, it doesn't matter where they throw us, people will always find us there. In Bunyangabu, it was very wonderful. It rained, but people braved the rain. And then, you know, we had a wonderful meeting, and it was only in Kasese that people were killed. We saw the army because that was not police. You could imagine that there was external aggression or external attack, because the army that was in Kasese, you'd think that Rwanda had attacked Uganda or Congo had attacked Uganda, because there were very many of them. They blocked us, we couldn't move left to right. We stayed in the middle, people were so many, then they started shooting live bullets and killing people. We saw several young people who were hurt, and our people had to take them to the hospital. Then we were denied access to the radio in Kasese, but I know, even when we were denied, that our people know what is taking place. The following day, we had to go back to, through Fort Potro to Kagadi. Kagadi is in Hoima. We went to Hoima through Kagadi. Then from Kagadi, we went to Hoima, and there was too much tear gas in Hoima. There was too much tear gas in Burisa. They stopped us from accessing the field where we had booked. They stopped us from accessing the field where we had booked in Burisa. But thank God, as I've said before, people were there waiting for us. Then on our way back from Burisa, we had to go to Chiriandongo through Masindi. In Masindi, we had booked Boma Ground, and we were denied access to Boma Ground in Masindi. People turned up. There were so many along the roads, but of course there were live bullets, tear gas, and there was even one young man who was knocked by a police van, a police vehicle in Masindi. We proceeded to Chiriandongo, and Chiriandongo was the best. Ladies and gentlemen, Chiriandongo was very, very good. And I personally talked to the man who was commanding the police. I told him, you have been today. In fact, I told him, you know what, you are going to be our IGP when we take over power. Yes. So Chiriandongo was good, but we had now to proceed to Chenkwanzi. And when we reached a place called Mijera, it was already late. It was time for curfew. We thought that we would put up there, and then in the morning proceed to the other place. However, the police denied us entry into the place. We had booked a hotel, which they stopped us from entering. There was this young man who was there, who was telling us that, in fact, he said it in Urinyankore, you cannot sleep in this place. So we suffered. We ate a lot of tear gas that day, and I want to assure you that where God has said yes, nobody can say no. We slept outside the whole night, but in the morning we had to proceed to Chenkwanzi. I have one point to make here, to say that in Uganda, those days long time ago, Uganda used to have inland flights. Inland flights. I asked the policeman who was stopping us from passing through Masindi, because we previously wanted to pass through Masindi or Hoima in order to access Chenkwanzi. But they said, you can't pass here. Then I asked them, if you didn't want us to use roads, why did your government kill all those facilities that were there a long time ago? Because if there had been an aeroplane, we would fly and get to Chenkwanzi. But because we had to use roads, we are denied using roads, we are denied using, I don't know what else they want us to use. So, however, the following day, the principal and the team went to Chenkwanzi. I was not able to reach Chenkwanzi, but there is one big problem, and I want to point it out today, that this government, they are like what we normally say in Urinyankore. They want elections to take place. They don't want campaign to take place. They don't want people to access the people, but they want people to vote. Now, how can somebody vote a person whom they have never seen? Because I think the whole idea of creating a scientific campaign was in the interest of government to deny other competitors time and people so that they would actually vote the people they have always known. But fortunately, when God has said yes, nobody can say no. That's why we are able, even where they throw us off the population, people still come to see their candidate. I want to thank all those people in Western Uganda, all of you who have been in support with us, and all Ugandans at large, that you have been able to support us. And I pray that you continue to support us, and I pray, because now is time for change. It is now or never. Get up, Ugandans. The person who is stopping others from accessing people is not only punishing the person who is contesting, but is punishing Ugandans, because it is your right as Ugandans to look at your candidates, to hear your candidates, to talk to your candidates, and then be able to make a right decision. So I want to encourage all of you that despite tear gas, by the way, this tear gas I think is expired, because the kind they gave us in Masindi, in Mijere, in Mijera, I think I have actually been sick for the last 3 days. But don't worry, it doesn't kill. You can take bits of it as long as you are interested in change, as long as you want change in this country, brave it. Because power is not given. Power is not given on a silver platter. Power is taken. And we can only take it through suffering. So, ladies and gentlemen, get up. If you hear wherever our candidate is, please try to go there. The law says that we take 200 people, and of course, as you very well know, that is impossible. That's not campaign. I mean, we don't even know the people out there whom we should give cards to make 200 people. But you stand by the road. The principal will be there to wave to you, and you'll hear from him, like in this manner we are doing. So I thank you very much for the support. Continue to support us, and as sure as I am talking to you this evening, we shall win this election, because it is self-explanatory anyway. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mama. Talk with Gambo Shomuriankole.
Abantu abokuririza Orunyakitara, nyenda kubanza kubasima ahabwa support ningashi obuhagizi obutwine omu Western Uganda. Nangwa na mnonga omuri Mbarara, omuri Kiruhura, aho muzeyi arukurga, n'ahaseriye omuri Nshwere ahakurga obuhagizi tubwine. Nyenda kubahereza amani kugira ngo mugumizemu amani, mugire obuhagizi ahabwo kuba okubazibira okutuzibiritwe na candidate witu kushika mu myanya yanyu, ekyo tukikwija kubeiha principal ningashi candidate ow'umwino mu mitwe yanyu kumushanguramu. Ate ekintu kishana na nkoku omuntu arukwangisa munywani wawe akateeka ngu yatagure baraha yakwandikire nare kishane cyakutwekeire akakitagura akateeka ngu wamurugo mutu. Mbwenu ngira ngu abantu mwena abokurro rumyo mwimuke tuhagire Kyagulanyi ahabwe kuba nuwe assurance. He's the new figure, he's the new line that is good for this country. Mbwenu mwena mwimuke imwe mutafa yo tiya gas terukwita. In fact inaba bintu bagizanisa bakugira ngo kuterwa tiya gas tokarwara na covid. Ahabwo kuboko kwe kubanesha yakuzamaraka akakoko nako kagenda. Abo kuba otherwise mu group yitu tukabitwarweire nko kuba kugira ngo ntureto burweire. Nabwo echo mutatina ejo ni intimidation mutagira obwoba okono kubatina tinsa abo kuba Uganda y'imurkwenda nitwe niyo twenda ni yabanya Uganda bashemerire kuba no baturamu Uganda eyine bintu nimba ningambira abantu noreba ekizibu kya Uganda no kugira ngo tukuhandika history no butashomana history nimba ningambira abanya Uganda ntereba ntunumanya ngo Uganda ekabegire gari yo mwika erga kasese ezapakwachi ntunumanya ngo Uganda ekabegire nyonyi za Boeing Uganda Airlines care company ryawe ry'amani Uganda kegera za bus company konke bintu byona government ekabikwata yabitwara bwayo yabicwekereza dero ntuturraho mpa bwene njera ngo twayenzire Uganda netandika kutandikana itwe it must begin with you, then it moves to the next person. Mbwenu mwimuche chegegwa tukagira okwatwa za kagadi batuzibira nangwa kagade kabonera konka za bundu buryo batuzibira kwikachayi za hoima batukinjirana twaguma rwagati tunywati ya gasi konka kubagambira ahimukama teiro mukono gwe ntuza kutunga obuhagizi ana n'obusinguzi ngira nko kutwamwesere ow'ekitinisa tukamweta erya musinguzi itwe nk'abanyankore mwimuke tuhagire musinguzi rero tugire obusinguzi abakonjo bakamweta mujuni omuntu mujuni naba nakujuna ekizibwe kyoyine bwenu mureke tuhagire mujuni rero tugire obusinguzi omu western region tuhagire arari rero arari atusyaha birungi ebyo biturikwenda omu Uganda yitu mwebare munonga.
Thank you very much, Honorable Jolly Mujisha. Ladies and gentlemen, we continue to thank you. Indeed, it has been massive. I celebrate you, two powerful ladies. Of course, we salute our two other deputy presidents, the Honorable John Baptist Nabeshe and the Honorable Matthias Mpuga. Now, indeed, just to reiterate their communication, it has been massive. Wherever we have been, it has been massive, massive, massive. We thank all Ugandans for the support and love and the welcome. And I must reassert this, that this is a homegrown cause. Ours is a Ugandan cause. Forget what President Museveni continues saying, that we are funded by foreigners. We are not funded by foreigners. We're not even funded. We are supported by Ugandans living here and abroad. And it's on this note that I want to thank the Ugandans in the diaspora. Thank you for believing in us. Thank you for taking a risk with us. We know fighting a dictatorship is a risk, but thank you for believing in us. We can only promise you our unrelenting commitment to this cause. We are definitely removing a dictator. I must also appreciate the people that work with our teams, the people that have been working with Dr. Lina Zedriga, the people that have been working with the Honorable John Mujisha, the friends, the advanced teams, the activists that are risking it with us every day, that are getting beaten. Friends, you are the real revolutionaries. I want to condemn in the strongest terms the violence that was unleashed by the regime. You see, the Museveni regime has always prided in violence. They even call themselves the masters of violence. And indeed, they try as much as possible to send so much fear in the hearts of the Ugandans. When they illegally arrested me in Luuka, people protested. But as President Museveni said it recently when he was in Karamoja, Mr. Museveni, once again, he conceded to ordering the military to kill unarmed civilians, just like he conceded to the fact that he's the one that ordered for the murder of Yasin Kauma and my own murder, only that God saved my life. President Museveni just conceded. He said he heard that there were protests, but he knew that he would send the army to sort them out. And indeed, he sent the army to sort them out. Some of the soldiers were in uniform, while others were not in uniform, as we also. And they killed, to the estimate of 100 unarmed civilians, young men and women, murdered in cold blood by the people that are paid to protect them. I was in Luwero yesterday, and I met a lady and a gentleman. These people were my age, and they were crying because a police officer, apparently the DPC of Luwero, a one to Kundane, was reported to have shot their 14-year-old son. His name was Arnold Walusimbi. That is one of the many people that get killed. A few of them we get to know, the likes of Yasin Kauma, the likes of Dan Chene, the likes of Rita and Nabukenya, and all. But we condemn the murder of innocent civilians, and we tell you, people that are holding guns, that you better behave well, because you are not going to be in those positions forever. We continue to call upon Ugandans that have lost loved ones to the state-inspired murder. We are compiling a report, and be sure that justice will take its course. We also call upon the friends out there to reach out to us so we can see how best to connect, how best to reach out to the people that are in need of especially legal assistance. we must work together to protect each other from this brutal dictatorship that is determined to take the lives of innocent civilians in cold blood. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to reiterate that ours is a message of freedom. Ours is a message of redemption. Ours is a message of putting the people of Uganda ahead of those that hold guns. These people that hold guns are supposed to be civil servants. Even the president is supposed to be a civil servant. And again, we have said it once, time and again, that we are non-violent. We are disciplined people. We are law-abiding citizens. It has been the effort of the regime to project us as violence so that they can be able to unleash violence towards us, since it's the only thing they know. President Museveni cannot argue with us. President Museveni cannot make any point. He cannot explain his failed 35 years of administering Uganda. Now what they do is tell lies. Either they will say that we are being funded by foreigners to demand for our freedom and equal rights and justice, or they will call us tribalists. So it's on that note that I also want to take time to condemn tribalism, the reverse tribalism that is being practiced by President Museveni. I've said it time and again that we have moved in all parts of Uganda, but the police commanders and their DPCs are all coming from the same area. And we have been saying that we should be projecting a national character, a national image in all institutions of state. So it makes the Museveni regime really look ugly if all police commanders, all military commanders, all DPCs are actually coming from the same region. This person called Museveni therefore loses all moral authority to talk about tribalism, because he is actually practicing tribalism and he is oppressing the people that are condemning tribalism. So we continue to condemn tribalism, we continue to condemn tribal talk, we continue to condemn segregation in our country, Uganda. The reason why they call us the National Unity Platform is that we believe in national unity. We believe in being a country that offers equal opportunity and equal rights to all Ugandans. We understand that people have been besieged. The nation has been besieged. Recently, when we were in Luwero, actually yesterday, we reached the town and it was like a ghost town. And we learned that the military and the police had been moving with loudspeakers the previous night, announcing a daytime curfew in Nakasongola, in Luwero, and in Nakaseke. And indeed, when we reached those towns, we found them like army garrisons, mean-looking military men wielding AK-47s, beating up people and forcing them to close their businesses on a Monday, beating up citizens and forcing them out of town, forcing them to lock themselves in the houses on a Monday, daytime, 11 o'clock, midnight. It was a Saturday. So it is really, 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 really appalling to see the national military behaving like this.